Hey, Kingdom Influencers. I'm back for my weekly Facebook Live series. So, if you are new to my profile, my name is Vegan Brainers. I am a prophetic book coach. I'm a mentor, a speaker, as well as an author. And I just came on live today to encourage someone. I serve kingdom pioneers. I serve seasoned and anointed women of God that have been called both to ministry and the marketplace. And all of them are in the process of building 5 and 6 figure businesses. So what do? I help them to write impactful books, global books, for a global audience so that they can walk in their calling confidently. Speaking about confidence, so today we are speaking about when you walk in your authenticity, confidence follows you into the room. So I've been doing lives Wednesdays and Tuesdays, I think starting August, September. I've been doing more lives often just to offer some encouragement, support, training for kingdom pioneers and entrepreneurs. So today is no different. So I come on here every Tuesday as well as Wednesdays and around you 7:30, especially with the time change now in the US, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard, and that is 2:30 p.m. South African Standard Time. So I know if you are tuning in, you're watching the replay from the US, it's still very early that side, if you know where you are tuning in from. But I've just got a few questions to pose to you. We are now, it's a crazy buzz out there. Everyone's busy. There's so much noise in the online space. And if you are going to finish well in the season, you have to be focused. Not any type of focus, but laser focused. So I've been speaking about leading with authenticity for the month of November. And I just want to share a few behind the scenes of what that looks like or looked like for me in my business so that you can let me know what you have been experiencing for yourself as well. So as you know, I partner with God in my business. I help my clients to partner with Holy Spirit in their writing, whether it's in helping them finish their book in 8 weeks, or whether it is helping them write their chapter in as little as one day when they collaborate in any of the multi-author book projects that I have been mandated to curate in this season. So I want to speak to the the identity that goes with you flowing in your authenticity. So I've been on a few calls, and sometimes I like sending voice notes and sometimes I enjoy writing posts. And what I found is when you listen to someone's voice, you can hear the sincerity and you can hear the authenticity when that person speaks to you. So I'm always of the mind, like if you are connecting with someone online or if you are building a relationship, if you're not in front of the person, obviously if the person can see you, they can read your body language, isn't it? Or the non-verbal gestures that you make. But if you can't see the person, and for instance, you are um, just listening to their voice, you can hear if the person is genuine or not. And that is something that I pick up quite easily. And it's just so amazing that what's stored up in the heart, when you speak, it overflows, right? Out of the heart flows the issues of life, and with whatever it is that you have been holding up inside. And that is why I'm always intentional to allow the Lord to prune my heart. We all a work in progress, to allow the Lord to deal with any issues that I'm still harboring, any grudges that I'm still harboring, any unforgiveness that I'm still harboring. And I'm not sure if it is because I'm about to turn 40 that I'm really at a place in my life where the things that is not working, I'm intentional to change. So that is my declaration that I'm making. I'm not waiting for 2024 to implement this. I'm doing this as a step of obedience. So what are the things in your life that you have been holding on to that is no longer serving your purpose? It's making you not show up. It's making you not speak up, and it's making you go in hiding because you are feeling like God is isolating you. I put up a post yesterday where I said that not everyone can go with you into the delivery room when you are about to give birth. God is isolating you because He is protecting you. So it's not a curse that He's like, okay, I'm all alone. I'm building this vision. I've got this big dream. I can't even see it coming into fulfillment. Perhaps, God has forgotten about me. I want to encourage you and I want to remind you that He's always with you every step of the way. And when He is silent, that is actually when He is busy doing the work. So help is on the way. I also want to say that being in the coaching arena, being in the coaching space and hearing the word kingdom and hearing about, faith-led entrepreneurs and listening about, Christian entrepreneurs and Christian coaches is so much noise in the online space. And if you aren't plugged into the source, you are going to get lost. You're going to get into comparison, and your vision is going to be blurred and you're not going to have clarity. And this time of the year, I always speak up and I say, which groups do you need to leave? Which environments do you need to unplug yourself from? Right? Which conversations do you need to leave? Right? I'm very unapologetic about that. And it comes down to you knowing the mandate, the calling, and the assignment on your life. Because if you aren't clear on what exactly it is that the Lord expects from you or the purpose that you're going to fulfill, you're going to be walking in a false identity and you're not going to be owning your authenticity as a leader. So I want us to deep dive a little bit more into that and what that looks like. I've also seen like a lot of times, like it's crazy, everyone is a coach. And for me, coaching is a calling, right? More than a job, than anything else. That's for me personally. Everyone is different. And when I partner with him, I'm always mindful of jumping on the gravy train and jumping on anything and everything that the guru says and all of that. If it doesn't resonate with me, I'm not going to do it, right? So I'm always in communication asking, Lord, is this for me? Even if it looks different to what everyone else is doing, because He has called us to stand out, not to blend in. And it goes beyond, making the 5 figures, making the 6 figures, if you are not walking in your authentic self, if you are not being true to yourself, if you are not being the person that God has predestined for you to be. Because something has got to give. You can have all the money in the world and still be out of alignment. So let's speak a little bit about being in alignment with the assignment. I was on a coaching call yesterday and we had 1 a.m. in the morning. I was up at 1 a.m. in the morning and I think it finished like 3 a.m. That is how determined I was to be in the room, to be unlocked, to be in the room with like-minded women and not wait for 2024 to implement the things and the strategies and the blueprints that the Lord has given me. So I was like 1 eye open, 1 eye closed, but I was present, right? How many of you are even present in your business? How many of you are present in your daily life? How many of you are present in your family life? Or are you just busy doing the things that feel good or that looks good or doing the things that people expect of you? I told you this is a new season. If it's not working, change it. Make a decision, right? You don't have to stay in a cycle. You don't have to stay in a pattern. You don't have to say yes to everyone, right? Use your voice, unlock your voice, unmute yourself. Hashtag. So I was in the room and my coach went on and she was talking about each and every one of us having a mission and having a vision that God has given us. And something that she said was quite profound, and I actually pondered upon that. And even this morning, I woke up with that thought, and what she said was, the money needs to come before the vision. Or God will make sure that the money comes before the mission, before you're actually supposed to do the project or the initiative. So this is one of the things I feel very strongly about, and then I'll share another thing with you that I feel very strongly about, and then I'll explain to you where I'm getting to with this, with regards to being angry enough to actually change, to make a change and to change a narrative. Because good leaders know the things that they need to change, but if they're not desperate and if they're not angry enough to change it, nothing is going to change. Communities aren't going to change. Generational curses aren't going to be broken. Bloodlines aren't going to be realigned again, right? Because we've become too comfortable. We've become too complacent, and we have compromised. We've compromised our values. We've compromised who we are to blend in and to fit in. So I want to speak to that. So the first area that usually gets my blood cooking is when we as believers, we doubt God when he gives us a vision, and to step out in faith and says, I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to fast and pray for 40 days and 40 nights. I'm going to wait on God. I believe God has given us resources. I believe he's given us strategies. Necessarily, it may not even, a lot of times we look at it as, he's going to put money in your hand. No. What idea has he given you to work with? Are you leveraging that idea, right? What happened to the last book that you have written? Did you leverage the book? Did you have a profit plan for the book? Did you even have a plan overall of what you're going to be doing with it, right? Or did you think it's just someone is gonna bless you or sow into you and give you a marketing strategy? So these type of things. And we're entering a season now where we have been mandated and we've been given assignments, and the Lord has given us resources and he's given us destiny helpers to help us to birth a vision and to actually execute what he has given us. So we can no longer say, oh, I heard God, but I didn't execute, right? Like, we need to walk in the spirit of obedience. So if you know that you, on your heart, you have this desire, God has been talking to you about this idea, where you now have to, I'm giving you an example, open an online academy, right? That is something the Lord asked me to do. Where I actually I founded the Wealthy Kingdom Authors Academy, where I help authors to write their books and prophetically flow and walk in their calling confidently and cultivate the gifts, right? But that was birthed from the secret place. And that is why I was like, okay, Lord, I can't see the full picture, but I trust you. I trust myself to move when you say move. So I had to get into a space where in order for me to discover my authentic self and to lead with authenticity, I had to spend time in the secret place. And I can tell you now, the reason why you feel stuck or you feel that you don't have the strategy yet is because you haven't put the time aside to actually spend time with him. We can be busy with the things of God and still miss God. Yes, I did not stutter when I said that. So that is one of the things that keeps us an idol, that keeps us getting in our own way. So the money follows the mission, money follows purpose, and we need to get into a kingdom mindset where we trust the Lord to say, okay, this is how big my dream is, this is how big my vision is, and this is what I'm trusting for. Because when you have this expectation, that is when the doors start opening, and that is when people start sowing into you, even if it looks impossible in the natural. You need to sow a seed where you are expecting a harvest. So we need to invest in our next level growth. So that's the one thing that I normally speak out on with regards to the marketplace. But then when it comes to my overall message, my overarching message, which is helping you to unlock your voice, I wanted to pose the following question to you. If you have gone through a certain struggle in life, or say for instance, you've been through a divorce, or you've gone through, a painful situation, you've gone through trials, which we all have in our own capacity, and you sit in a room, and someone in that room is going through the exact thing that the Lord set you free from, are you going to remain quiet, or are you going to speak up? This is a question that I'm posing to you. You're welcome to drop it in the comments. Are you going to sit there with the answer, with the advice, with the knowledge, with the lessons, with the experiences, and not say a word, knowing that you have the solution to this person's problem that is in the room? Or are you going to speak up and say, you know what, this is my testimony, you know what, this is my story, this is how the Lord came through for me, this is what I went through? And I really sense that there's an urge in the spirit for us to, that we aren't angry enough, we aren't intentional enough, we aren't deliberate enough to share our stories to the point where it's providing breakthrough for someone else, because we've made it about ourselves, we made it about us. And that is why a lot of people struggle to finish their books. So if you know that you have been mandated by God to write books to a global audience, either about your personal story or about expertise that you have, if you are called to write a thought leadership book, that is where it starts. It starts by owning your story. So my encouragement is, if you have the solution to someone's problem, why will you sit on it? Why is it that you find yourself not confident enough to speak up? Why is it that you feel that you're not bold or courageous enough? And this is just my challenge to you in the season. Don't wait for 2024 to make that important life decisions. If you're not happy with your business, seek the Lord. If you're not happy with your life, look at who's in your life. Look at the areas that you're perhaps trying to please people. Look at what is not working and sit with the Lord and say, you know what, this is the areas that I want to change. I'm tired of living with a mask. I'm tired of the false identity. I'm tired of living for people's expectations. And when you get desperate enough for change, that is when things start happening. So let us use our voices. Let us not remain silent on issues and matters because they are controversial, but the Lord has put that word in your belly because He has entrusted you with a message. He's entrusted you with the resources. He's specifically called you to be a leader, to steward the gifts of people well. So let us, in this season now, we're in the month of November, we're almost in the month of December. But what can you do in this month to move the needle in your business? What habits do you need to change? Where do you need to be more disciplined? Where do you need to speak up more, right? Which areas do you need to use your voice more? How can you use your story? How can you start your story if you are writing a book in the season? What story can you share that will help the reader to get their breakthrough, that will help the reader to unlock their voice? So that's my rant for today. If you would love to comment, I'm happy to respond to any of your comments. In closing, I just want to say that if you aren't happy with the results or where you currently find yourself at, His mercies are new each and every day. And the question always comes back to ourselves. What are you going to do differently? Ask for new strategies. Ask for the gift of wisdom. Ask for the gift of discernment. Be prayerful. If it's not working, it means that you need to try something differently. Get into a new room, right? Invest in a coach that can unlock you, right? Try different things and watch what it does with the seeds that you sow, whether it's in the marketplace, whether it's in ministry, or whether it's in your personal life. So I'll be back tomorrow, same time and same place, continuing with the Facebook Live series, Leading with Authenticity. If you would like to, if you are in a season now where you are starting off with a book, you're in the middle of the process, you've got journals all around you, you don't know how to combine it, you're looking for someone to activate you prophetically, I'd love to get on a call with you. I am running an early bird special for the month of November for the next cohort that starts February, March 2024. Get on my calendar, and I'd love to see if we're a good fit, and also just to hear to ask you some questions, because it's important that you pre-plan your book and that you do your research before you actually write on a certain topic, so that you don't have to basically do any changes once the book is done. Because what I found is a lot of times, authors that write books, but they're not clear on the message. So I would love to partner with you just to hear, to help you with clarity, and also to refine your message so that you can make kingdom impact. But that's it from me, everyone. I'll see you again pretty soon. I'll see you tomorrow. Be sure to tune in. Bye bye for now.